Okay, I want to talk about Donald J. Trump. I got to talk about him. You know I do. This man is amazing. He's just completely revolutionized things. Basically, prior to the emergence of Donald Trump as a candidate in 2015, society basically, it said something like, listen, you can either say dumb shit 99.9% of the time, or you can be a legitimate presidential candidate. It's one or the other, not both. And then Mr. Donald J. Trump, in all his infinite wisdom, he was all like, no, fuck that. Put me down for both. I want to do both. I'm going to say dumb shit 99.9% of the time as a legitimate presidential candidate. And yeah, he did. There we go. I don't know how the fuck he pulled that one off. He apparently is in second place right now behind Hillary Clinton. Okay. Good for Donald J. Trump. This guy is basically like, some of the stuff he says is just so freaking outlandish. And he's just like, at one point he said something to the effect that most Mexican illegal immigrants are rapists and or drug dealers. What the fuck is that? That's something that he just basically pulled out of thin air. When he said that, no one else on the entire fucking internet was saying that same thing. No one else. By the way, do you guys know what the internet is? Just let me give you a brief description of that in case you're not familiar with it. The internet is like this fucking thing where there are like billions of people just saying a bunch of stuff, and they've accumulated like maybe trillions and trillions and jillions of pages worth of stuff by billions of people. Okay, that's the internet. And you cannot even find one fucking kilobyte, I'm not talking about megabyte, even 1 kilobyte pointing in that fucking direction that Trump is pointing. That should tell you something about who Trump is, okay? Not even at those like white supremacist websites, what is it called? Stormfront. Not even at fucking Stormfront, like the place where fucking KKK members and the like hang out and talk about how much they hate like Jews and whatever and blacks and Mexicans. Not even those people were saying most Mexican illegal immigrants are drug dealers, rapists. They were like 3%. They're like, you know what? These fucking Mexicans, man. They're coming to our country illegally, and 3% of them are rapists and are drug dealers. And then Trump is like, no, it's 80%. I just gave you a full summary of everything that's gone down in this fucking election right now, basically involving Trump. That sums up 90% of it, The KKK is like 3%. Trump is like, no, 80%. Hello? McFly. I just knocked. Hopefully my neighbor's not going to knock back. That's my neighbor's wall. Whatever. Fucking neighbor. He's probably a Mexican immigrant too. Deport his ass, I'm going to knock on that fucking door, tell him to get the fuck out of my country because Donald Trump said so, So yeah, andale, amigo. The fuck out of here. So that's Trump, basically. That's me just following the philosophy of Donald J. Trump. It's me knocking on my fucking door and telling my Mexican neighbor to leave this country because he's probably raping someone or dealing drugs right now, according to Donald J. Trump. Is that the man you want to make your next president? And you know what? Another thing about this man is that you just have to take into account, if you're trying to figure out who's the best presidential candidate, Donald J. Trump, basically, his brain is made up a certain way. And if you were to just like take a microscope, let's say, and just like really get in there into his fucking brain and see from close up, you would see that at the outskirts of his brain, you see all those like cells and shit, there's like the outskirt area, and there's a fucking wall, just like the wall he wants to build. There's a fucking wall. But what does that wall do in his brain? It doesn't keep Mexicans out. That wall basically keeps facts out. And what I mean by that is that Donald J. Trump is incapable of actually learning like a new fucking fact, basically. He's just not into that right now. His brain chemistry, whatever, is like just completely dead set against that. You listen to him fucking talk. This guy obviously can't learn anything. I'm not saying he's dumb. I'm just saying that he just cannot learn facts right now at this point in his life. Maybe he's very smart in a lot of ways. See, I'm not like a hater or anything. I'm not just trying to trash this guy from top to bottom. He's a very intelligent man who just can't learn anything. So, yeah, let's make him president, And also, like, I don't agree with the whole notion that he's necessarily great for the economy. That is what I consider to be speculation. Speculation, okay? Because I know some people are like, well, you know, he's a very successful businessman, which means, and I'm like, wow, stop there. You should have stopped at he's a very successful businessman and not added the whole because a lot of times that is just bullshit, you know? People jump to conclusions like that all the time. Well, if you're good at one thing, that means you're good at something else that's similar. Have you looked around at the fucking world before? Is that really how things work? It's not. Idiot. Whoever thinks like that is a fucking idiot, basically. Should I have said that? That's kind of offensive. Whatever, I'll say it anyways. What kind of a fucking idiot believes something like that? If you're good at building some sort of a luxury real estate empire, that means you'll also do a good job of running the fucking American economy, you know? Of like settling on macroeconomic political policies that'll stimulate the economy and do this and do that. What the fuck does one thing have to do with the other thing? I don't know, man. I don't believe in that shit at all. Maybe he's good for economy. Maybe he isn't. That's pure speculation, you know? There's no reason. And how much audacity do you have to go from being someone who's never been involved in any kind of government organization whatsoever to aspiring to become the president of the United freaking States of America? Shouldn't there be something in between those two things? I don't know. You know, like you can be a governor, you can be a senator, you can just do something else, anything. This guy has never operated within the confines of a government organization. Has never run a government organization. Anything even remotely close to that. It's a lot of fucking nerve. I'll give him some credit though. That's good. I like the nerve. But you know what? Ultimately, at the end of the day, fuck this guy. You know, don't vote for Donald Trump.